HR head Mondelez Southeast Asia, is the joint winner of the HR Leader of the Year award here at ET Prime Women Leadership Awards. Mahalakshmi has over 24 years of experience working in consumer, telecom, FMCG, pharma, manufacturing, and consulting. She studied physics at Delhi University and has a management degree in human resources from IMT Ghaziabad. Mahalakshmi, many, many congratulations, and thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here, and thank you for having me here.
So the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap Report 2020 says that men and women will have pay equality in some 250 odd years. But at Mondelez India, the gender gap stands at 0.
Yes, that's right.
How was this achieved?
No, I think it's, it's not a surprise for me because, if I roll back and look at, Mondelez, I think, and being an equal opportunity employer, has been for the longest time in our DNA. And we can talk through examples of that. But I think it's evinced very fundamentally in the fact that all our people policies are gender neutral. It is our belief that when we create gender neutral policies, not only does it create an equal workplace, but it also helps build an equal society. So our parenting leave is parenting leave, not maternity leave. We have sabbatical policies for men and women. And we are hopeful, and we do make it a point to spotlight, men and women who play an equal role back home, through various ways back in Mondelez. So I would say I'm not surprised. Yes, we are a zero pay gap organization, but a lot of that is because our DNA is a very fair play DNA, and our ethos and our policies are inherently gender neutral.
So apart from gender pay gap, from your vantage, what are some of the other facets of gender inequality that we could look at and perhaps work towards in organizations?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. And maybe I'd start off by saying that it's not just about gender. The spirit of diversity actually starts with saying, do I have a microcosm of the consumers we serve on the decision table in the organization? So it is about really saying, do I have a good mix of style, race, ethnicity, divergent backgrounds, and gender, in the organization? And that's really important. I think role modeling has played a big role. I already spoke about policies, so having policies that ensure neutrality, ensuring that culturally we spotlight and create examples of leaders who are equal partners, and equally, I think, ensuring that in the entire value chain of the people processes, whether it's hiring or development, making sure that we create equal opportunities for people irrespective of their gender or style or race or ethnicity is super important. I also feel that, very often this whole bit on gender sometimes becomes about chasing a certain percentage or a number. I think what's perhaps more important for all of us to foster is a workplace where people feel equal and included, where they're invited to the floor to dance, and it's not just about chasing a certain, diversity score per se.
Mahalakshmi, as an HR leader, you've got a rich experience over 2 decades. When you look back on your own journey, are there experiences, anecdotes that come to your mind, and tell us about the leader that you have become today?
No, absolutely. I think our entire life and who we are today is very often driven by 2 things. One is, the dream that you have, which fuels, your daily actions, and, your early shaping influences and experiences, both personal and professional, which define, who you are as a person. So on the personal front, I come from a very simple middle-class family, very traditional, where there were very clear roles on what a male in the house does and what the female in the house does, and that did create in me a very strong impetus on what I do not want to be, and I wanted to stand for an equal world, and that was something that always drove me. And perhaps the second one, I would say a big or give a big credit to is really a lot of functional and shaping experiences that one accumulated over the years. So starting with my grounding in consulting, where you're really taught to focus on impact, measuring impact, and looking outside in and taking a big picture view, or working across multiple industries, which early on teach you a lot of basics. So if I had one advice for any professional, it would be to be curious and chase learning, because it is all your experiences that shape your ability to add perspective and insight when you reach the CXO table. And that is perhaps something that I hold very dear.
Mahalakshmi, many, many congratulations, and we wish you all the very best and continued success in whatever that you undertake. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.